Imagine writing an entire book centered on one question: who curated God? That is what atheist Richard Dawkins did in his book, The God Delusion. In the next few minutes, we're going to see John Lennox dismantle this argument and expose the hidden assumption in it. And not only that, he's going to turn the table around on atheists in such a way that even Richard Dawkins couldn't answer. Let's watch.
But look, if you're going to say that God created the universe, well, you're going to logically ask who created the creator. That question appeared twice on the board outside, didn't it? Richard Dawkins centers his whole book, The God Delusion, around that question. So let's have a look at it for a minute, because I find in universities around the world, it creates a problem. Who created the creator? I hope it's not too late at night for logic. I love logic. And I hope you love logic. So, who or what created X? What do those words mean? And what do they presuppose? What created X presupposes that X was created, yes? This is what philosophers call a complex question. Because in the asking of the question, there's a closing down on the possible answers, often to make the real answer look absurd. Because you don't realize that the question limits the answer. Who created God assumes God's created. Now, you'll have noticed that what the title of Richard Dawkins' book is not. It's not The Created God's Delusion. Because we don't need him to tell us that created gods are a delusion. We usually call them idols.
Yep.
You see, he is assuming that God is created. But what if God isn't created? As Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all very strongly affirm that God is eternal. The question bypasses it completely. But there's a sting, as I pointed out to Dawkins. I said, you think it's a valid question about my God. Of course it isn't, because the God revealed in Scripture is eternal. In the beginning, the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word was God. That is, already was. He is eternal. All things came to be through him. And at that point, John is pointing out to the great Greek question: are there eternal things, or did everything come to exist? And the claim of John is this: God is eternal. He never came to be. The rest of the universe came to be. Okay? So I said to Richard, let's turn the question round. You believe the universe created you. You also believe this is a valid question, so let me put it to you. Who created your creator? I'm still waiting for the answer. You see, it works both ways. So this question that he regards as a knockdown question that ends God completely is no such thing.
What we just witnessed wasn't just clever wordplay. It was the exposure of intellectual dishonesty masquerading as rational inquiry. The who curated God question isn't that devastating gotcha moment that atheists think it is. It's actually a profound misunderstanding of what Christians, Jews, and Muslims actually believe about God. The question itself contains a fatal logical flaw. It's like asking what color is jealousy. It presupposes something that doesn't apply. When we talk about God, we are talking about a being who is by definition uncurated and eternal. If God were curated, he wouldn't be God. He'd just be another contingent being like us, needing explanation. The very concept of God in the major monotheistic religions is that of a necessary eternal being who exists outside of time and space, the ultimate reality from which all other reality derives. What Lennox brilliantly exposes is that Dawkins is playing a rigged game. He's setting up a straw man version of God, a curated God, and then declaring victory when that concept doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't make sense. No serious theologian has ever proposed such a God. Dawkins' question isn't profound. It's actually showing that he doesn't understand the basic concept he's attempting to critique. If you're going to reject Christianity, at least reject what Christianity actually teaches, not a straw man version that no thinking Christian has ever believed. What do you think? Has this who curated God question ever troubled you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Daily Pursuit of Truth.